Hello, everybody. The Hilliard Flashes turn to a familiar face to take over their football program. Today, the school announced Hilliard alum Daniel Thomas as their new head football coach. Tonight, he shares with me why he decided to return to home sweet home and the history he made when he accepted the job. Welcome home.
Appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
What's been going on since then?
A lot.
It's been 12 years since I first sat down with Hilliard great Daniel Thomas in his family's living room right before the Miami Dolphins drafted him in the second round of the 2011 NFL Draft out of Kansas State.
You know, just making that transition from life after football, you know, that can be kind of hectic. But, you know, I had a solid plan, you know, I followed through that, and, you know, lead me back here.
Back home to Hilliard High School, where he electrified Flashes football fans during his high school career. Memories he still holds close to his heart.
Just winning the first playoff game with my brothers, you know, who I grew up with. You know, we a lot of locker room talk. We grew up in the sandbox together, you know, so just sharing that moment with them, you know, that meant a lot, and that's something I hold on to this day.
When Thomas left Hilliard, he played at a JUCO school, Northwest Mississippi. Then he went to Kansas State before playing in the NFL. But now that his professional playing days are over, Thomas has decided to lead the team he once starred for, now as the Flashes head coach. Why did you say yes? What made you want to accept this job?
Right. You know, just already having a relationship with these kids that's coming up here, you know, after working with them, you know, just going to school here, my niece and my nephew going to school here, you know, one of my favorite coaches here, Coach Saunders, he's here. You know, that's the reason why I come back and just the community.
His decision, a historic one. Daniel Thomas is the first black head coach in Hilliard's history.
That's amazing. You know, it's crazy because, you know, I always figured I would come back. I never thought it would come this quick. But just to be in that position, you know, it's powerful. And I feel like, you know, God prepared me for it and he led me to this job.
Do you really understand the magnitude of being the first and what you do could open or close doors for other people who look like you?
Right, it hasn't really hit me yet, but you saying that, you know, I understand the magnitude of that, and, you know, I embrace it. I embrace it 100%.
So now you are a part of Black history.
Yes, sir.
When February comes around, here at Hilliard, they can talk about you.
Yes, sir.
Somebody they can see, not dead,
Right.
but alive.
Right.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal, man. You know, individuals like yourself inspire me. You know, you taking the step that you took and where you taking it. You know, I told you I saw you on the sideline in Kansas City doing your thing, and you know, I remember where you started, and you know, to see where you took to the heights, you inspire me. So,
Appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir.
Daniel Thomas says he plans to use some of the philosophies he learned from his former college head coach Bill Snyder at Kansas State. Thomas replaces Waylon Cox, who left Hilliard to take a job at their rival school. Flashes fans, the school is having an official meet and greet with Coach Thomas Monday, February 27th at 5:30 in the cafeteria. Jim Bob Cooter.